But if you get used to it, it can be done.
Yeah, yeah. So let's get into some stats on hunters getting hurt.
Nationwide, around 85-86% of all hunting accidents are tree stand related, and about 80% of those are homemade tree stands. The 2x4 screwed to trees, the 2x4 breaks off or rots, or the screws pull out. People fall, get hurt, major injuries.
I even had trees, pegs that were screwed in pegs pulling, and went to move the tree and they broke because they'd been in there so long. And
the screw-in steps usually don't get through all the bark, and we have had in Nebraska where somebody had one pull out, they dropped down the lower one and it impaled them and they hung on the rib cage. Lost some intestines after surgery, so
yeah,
I do not recommend those.
Yeah, the strap-on one's a little bit easier, but when I first started, they didn't have all this nice fancy equipment.
No, they did not.
It was screw-in steps and that was it.
Yeah.
I try to avoid the big trees that have the real deep bark, not quite so much this one, but if we look over here, that one's got some really deep bark on it. I just hate getting in those because I can't get past the bark, but if I do screw it in, I always end up taking the bark off around it so I get into the meat. And I don't like doing that to trees if I can avoid it, so I try to find a better tree.
If you're on public land,
you can't.
You're damaging that tree, and that's against the rules.
Yeah.
Screw-in steps or anything, nothing. You can't cut tree limbs off, or even little tiny ones that are in your way. You can't cut those off on public land. So.
Now, a lot of different things going on out there. So, we talked a little bit about how to put up a ladder stand